Sometimes it feels like Earth wasn't meant for humans. Like Earth was actually meant for animals. Because human beings are very conscious compared to animals. They ask questions. They want to understand what's going on. And no one is explaining to us what is actually going on. Even though if it was explained to us what's actually going on, we will actually be able to understand. Animals, they don't seem to care. They just follow their primal instinct. They seem to live in the moment and accept any outcome. You see an injured lion, you don't see it like stressing like crazy. It kind of like accepts its fate. Like, yeah. I did have some good days, but what happened. But human beings, they struggle to accept reality. They struggle to accept the game as it is. I saw a video on TikTok. It was trending. This lady took I forgot the name of the animal, but she took the baby of that animal and ran away with it because she's never held that animal before and she felt like it was cute. That video trended and people were complaining about what she did. You know, you take a baby from its mother. What kind of person are you? You see, like, we're struggling to accept reality. You see, the only reason why people think that this place is good is because they're not paying attention to everything. Like, if you sat down and watched animal documentaries, for an example, you'd be like, what the fuck? But a lot of people don't have time to even do that. So when we come across, a video like that, we complain a lot. But when you think deeply about it, human beings are also here, right? Human beings are also here. They're also in this world. Some of them are stupid. Some of them are smart. Some will do stupid things. Some are psychos, In the animal kingdom, there are animals that don't want to harm other animals, even though they can. But some want to harm other animals. They don't give a shit. It's how they are. We complain when humans seem indifferent to animals, but animals are indifferent to other animals. I mean, we actually do complain even when animals are indifferent to other animals, but we don't blame the animals themselves. We blame nature, We can see that it's unfair. So we don't really want things to be the way that they are. We're struggling to accept the world as it is. That's why when people die, it's hard for us to accept that. Even if a person is old, when people die, it's hard to accept that. When tragic things happen, it's hard for us to accept that. Natural disasters, animals don't really seem to care that much. It's like they accept things as they are. So it seems like this world wasn't created for beings that are operating at our level of awareness. That's why we suffer a lot. The same way that prison wasn't created for people who are not willing to commit crime, people who are not willing to hurt other people, people who are trying to play the game fair. You see, people who are trying to make things better. So if you convict someone who doesn't want to hurt other people, who is playing fair, and you put them in jail, it will be hard for them to, adjust and be able to survive. That's why human beings, even though it seems like we're doing fine, a lot of people ain't happy, We are doing what we're expected to do very well, even though we're not happy, even though we're not happy, even though we're not fulfilled. It gets to a point where we ask ourselves, what really is the point? What really is the point? I'm pretty sure that each and every person who's watching this video right now have asked themselves, what is the point of life? And when they ask themselves that question, they get more confused. Because the truth is, there is no point. Intelligent beings, they found themselves in a world where they have to do a lot of things that they do not like to do, where they have to live in fear, where they can get sick, where they can lose their loved ones and experience a lot of suffering. And they want to know what the point of it all is, but there is no point. The things that we go through in this realm do not make sense for a life that is actually pointless. Some people might think that, no, man, there is a point to life, And you know what, man, that's what I want to think too. Like, I want to think that there is a point to life. But I only think that because of what they were told by those who were privileged enough to have a voice, like those who came before us, and those that people were willing to listen to. They had a voice. And because they had a voice, people listened to them, They made shit up and people listened to them. And their nonsense was passed on from generation to generation. And humans have this thing of respecting ancient knowledge, right? Like if we discovered a book that was written maybe before Jesus came here, like if we discovered, if maybe there's book like when, how they discovered the Nag Hammadi library. If we discovered, even if the book was full of nonsense, we will take it seriously. We'd feel like those who came before us got to know what life really is. Like it was explained to them what is actually going on. If we don't know what's going on, look at the technological level that this world is operating on. If we don't know what is actually going on, do you think that the people in the past knew what's going on? It's like when you listen to your grandparents, they seem like they have a lot of wisdom. Like they have a lot of knowledge. But really, you just respect them. There's a reason why Indian spiritual gurus like to have beard. Said guru. There's this guy. He likes I think he's no longer here with us. He speaks so slow. What was his name? He was huge. It's Isho or something like that. They have beard, because that makes them look old, and we believe that old people have wisdom. But really, a lot of a lot of what we call ancient knowledge was nonsense. Like, it doesn't really help us now. You could be born now knowing nothing about what happened 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, and still be able to live a better life than a person who knows everything about history. That's because the people in the past didn't know anything. There were just some people who were privileged enough to be able to have a voice. People wanted to listen to them. And what's strange is that even now, people take what they call ancient wisdom seriously. The truth is, no one knows what's going on, and there is no point to it all. And that's torture. Those who are truly conscious, they actually suffer a lot because they want it to make sense. They want life to make sense. They want life to have a point. I like to use this example. When you were a kid, you didn't ask yourself what the point of anything is. The reason why is because you were not that conscious, right? You just focused on having fun, and you would find joy in anything, right? You find joy in anything. When I was a kid, I used to play with stones, bruh. But like, this is Brock Lesnar, this is the Undertaker, and my friends, they used to laugh at me a lot. Just that they forgot, like my day ones, the people that I grew up with. Just that now they don't no longer talk about it. But there was a time when they used to make fun with me for how I used to play when I was a kid. Because I'll take stones and be like, this is Brock Lesnar, this is the Undertaker. Yeah, the Undertaker's beating Brock Lesnar, blah blah blah. But I enjoy that. Like, I genuinely enjoy that. But as you get older, you don't enjoy a lot of things. You don't enjoy watching movies. You don't enjoy listening to. I mean, there are some songs that are dope. There are some songs that when you hear the song, you'll be like, damn. But I don't remember this year. Like, I don't remember hearing a song that was new that really touched me this year. Like, as you get older, even the music doesn't hit. Doesn't hit. I think that's why we suffer a lot, Like Dead Press said, when, one thing about music, when it hits, you feel no pain. So because as you get older, music doesn't hit anymore. You feel more pain because music heals, bro. Like, ever listen? Like, let's say you're in pain, and you discover a song that really, a song that you can listen to for 10 years, 20 years. You hear that song and you're like, damn, this is like the best song that I've ever heard. Bruh, all the pain goes away. All the pain. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how you're feeling. All right? You could have experienced like the worst shit ever, and you could be torn apart completely. If you hear a song that you really like, a song that speaks to your heart, bruh, all the pain is gone. But as you get older, the music doesn't hit anymore. You don't like doing much anymore. find everything boring. That's because you have become more aware. Like, children are not as aware as you are. They are just focusing on what's happening in their lives, and that's it, you know. Someone wrote on Facebook that, yo man, I miss those days when I was still young because I didn't have any problem. You know, my parents would just give me money to buy sweets and that was it. When you like, your biggest problem at the time was that you want 1 rand to go and buy a sweet. You didn't even want much. Now you're dealing with a lot. Damn, it's the 14th now. How am I gonna make it through the month? Like, I don't even have money. Like, I don't feel as strong as I used to feel. What if I'm sick? You know, drama, you know, it's people are gossiping about me. But these people hate me. My relatives don't want to talk to me anymore. You know, it's funny, when we were kids, we connected a lot. You know, relatives connected a lot. But as you get older, like, people grow apart. They don't even talk anymore. They hate one another. Like, there's so much that people deal with, and you know, when you deal with a lot, you become more conscious because you start asking questions. You know, you don't understand why you're going through the things that you're going through and what the point of it is. You know, you want it to make sense. You don't want to go through things and there's no reason why you're going through these things. So the people who are very conscious, they suffer a lot because they are asking the deepest questions. They want this to make sense. They want to be able to explain life. Doesn't it suck that, like, if you have children, if your kid came and asked you what the point of life is, you wouldn't have an answer? I mean, what would you say if your child came and asked you, what is the point of life? Be like, well, the point of life is to just live it. Be like, what? So you're telling me there is no point? Because that's what that means, really. If you say the point of life is to just live, you are basically saying life has no point. The point of life is to praise God. Be like, okay, where is he? So that I can praise him, since you're telling me that is the point. No one knows where he is. Okay, so how do you know that he exists? It was written in some books that were, written like a long time ago. Well, why? How did they know? The point of life is to be a good person. How do you know this is the point of life? The point of life is to be a good person. The point of life is to make life better. Like, how do you, like, there's no point. That's the thing. There's no point. People just try to give their lives meaning. But like, you know what? I'm going to try to save the world. I'm going to be against everything that could cause climate change. And I'll fight until I can't anymore. And they will feel like that's meaningful, right? Like, that's the meaning of their life, is to do that. Some people will be like, yeah, I'm going to believe in God. I'm going to have faith in Jesus. I'm going to praise him. I'm going to love him with all my heart. And I'm going to spread his message. I wish someone knew what the point of life is. and they were able to tell us. That would be nice. I remember when my dad passed away, I was like, because he told me how he grew up, he told me his story. I remember the other day, just that I grew up in a non-emotional household. Like me and my sisters, my mom, my dad, we don't cry, bruh. At least in front of one another. I remember this other day he was telling us his story. It was me, my sisters, and my mother. I almost cried, bro. Like I went outside just to cry. I was like, I'm coming back. Let me go and pee. Cause we don't know what to. I don't think in my family would know what to do if someone started crying, bro. We don't cry. When my dad passed away, nobody cried. I mean, I did cry, and I know that everyone did cry, but I mean, we didn't cry in front of one another like that. Even in front of people, it was just other people who were crying when we were burying him. Even when we spoke, we didn't cry. I think I'll post the video where I was speaking. I was speaking in church. I was speaking the truth, bro. I wasn't holding back. Just that I was also speaking in Tonga. Maybe I will just write captions. My mom is gonna come decide next month. My sister is graduating, so I'm supposed to go. I'm not a fan of graduations because I know that South Africa sucks. People go to school, they graduate, and then they sit. There's no jobs, and there's many people, like many young people many graduates who are unemployed. So it feels pointless. It feels like a waste of money to me. Like even when I passed, I didn't graduate. I remember they sent me a message and they told me what I need to be wearing. I was like, if I did decide to go, I will not wear a gown, bruh. I'll be dressed like a gangster. Why do I gotta wear a damn gown? You know what's crazy? More than 70% of young people in South Africa never get a job that they went to school for. More than 70% of young people in South Africa, they never get to work a job that they went to school for. Doesn't that suck? But yeah, I have to go to my sister's graduation because, well, I'm her only brother and I'm the oldest, so I gotta support her. Plus, when she went to school the first, it's just that it's far, man. Like you travel for like maybe 20 hours. You travel for like 20 hours. So as I was asking Baba, I was like, yo, if we travel for 20 hours, because I will be bored, can I drink some alcohol? And she was like, you quit. I was like, but 20 hours in the bus? Come on, like that sucks. I'm gonna be bored. I remember the first time when I went there with my sister, like, it's just that at least you know, sometimes you do sleep. But I hate sitting in a bus, bro. Like I hate that. There's no entertainment, nothing. You just sitting in one place. It sucks. It would have been better if we booked a plane, but it seems like it's a process. Never booked a plane before. But I don't think planes are expensive. But yeah, my dad, when he told us his story, I was emotional, man. I was emotional. You know, him growing up without his real father, because his real father didn't accept him. My grandmother remarried. When she remarried, the guy that she married didn't have children and couldn't have children, and he hated children. So he had a hard time growing up in that family. My grandmother became blind. A lot of things happened. So I was thinking about his death. I was like, my dad suffered a lot, you know, he suffered a lot. For him to get sick and die like that, I was like, what was the point of his life? You know, to bring us into this world. He doesn't seem to have enjoyed his life. Like, at least he loved us, but I don't feel like he's enjoyed his life. And when I look at a lot of people who are old, you know, I don't feel like they've enjoyed their lives. I feel like people lie, you know. Just like I was telling you, that it's good to, like, people feel like it's good to lie about their lives, you know. To pretend as if they are happy. And even if they don't pretend, but it feels taboo to be open about how you're truly feeling. But people do express themselves online. You know? If someone on TikTok said they don't feel strong, you know, they feel like giving up, you know, you'd see what a lot of people will say in the comments. Like, damn, a lot of people feel the same way. The problem is that they can't really express themselves. So at least when they're typing online, it just feels like it's just them talking to their phones, you know. But in person, people can't really express themselves because of how society programmed us to think. We feel like if we are vulnerable, you know, people are gonna think that we're weak. I mean, that's what people think. Because that's how they've been programmed to think. So you gotta pretend as if you're okay, even if you're not okay. You know, you can't cry in front of people. You can't tell people that you're not doing very well. You can't tell people that you're not loving life right now. Like they will think that you're weak. They'll just ask you to get help. You can imagine. Just that I've never been told that I must get help, but I can imagine. Can you imagine you tell someone your problems and they say get help? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, who's gonna really help me? Like, you know, you need to see a therapist. But some of the problems that people have require more. You know, it's good to talk to someone about your problems. And that's one of the reasons why I talk to people, like I talk to y'all guys, you know. There are so many people that I've communicated with who told me their problems, and you know, I was listening, and they told me they felt better because they could talk to someone. My G, eh? Oh, not. Oh, nah. It's just cold, man. That's why I'm wearing this. So. No, you know, it's a camera. Yeah, yeah. I haven't seen you in like a while, man. I'm saying I haven't seen you in a while. Nah, I feel. Nah, nothing much, man. Nothing much. But I'll see you around. Greet that mommy for me, dude. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, see you around, man. All right. I don't got nothing would be. I don't got nothing would be done. Sure. When I look at people passing by doing their own thing, I'm like, we're too serious. Right? We're too serious for something that we don't understand. I think someone on the live that I did yesterday, say the same thing. Like, we're too damn serious. Although sometimes life forces us to be serious, because you could just want to live your life and just do nothing too important. You're like, it is what it is, man. It's all meaningless anyway. It's all pointless. Like, why should I be so serious? Why should I be so invested? And sometimes life forces people to be serious. Let's say you need money to survive in this world. So you don't have a job, you have no one giving you money. You have to be serious. You have to look for a job. You be desperate and try to find a job and make some money at least to survive in a world that you didn't ask to be brought into. Isn't that something? And we still tell ourselves that it's a gift. There's a lot that is expected from people in this realm. Like, there's a lot that's expected. Like, when I think of all the jobs that I've worked that I didn't like just to have money, that's like selling our souls. Like, I was having a conversation with someone about prostitution. I was like, prostitutes do things that they do not like for money. But we blame them, right? But we also do the things that we do not like for money. Isn't that kind of like the same thing? We work jobs that and I understand why, because do we really have a choice? Sometimes people don't have a choice. That's what I'm saying. It's good that if you make some money, like if you make enough money, you start a business. You don't need to be making a lot of money, but just enough for you to to eat, to buy clothes, and have a lot of free time, and to be able to do what you want to do, than to work a job that you do not like. I can imagine, bro, like you don't like your boss, you don't like the people that you work with, you do not like your job. Every time when you are there, it feels like you're being tortured. Can you imagine? You like, it's torture actually. Like, it's actually torture. It's emotional torture, because you're working with people that you do not like, doing something that you do not like, and on top of everything, you have your own personal problems. And what I've realized is that when you have your problems, your own personal problems, and you're doing something that you do not want to do, your problems become much heavier. You feel like you're carrying a heavy burden. But if you're doing something that you like doing, your problems feel like nothing. Like, I don't care about my problems. But if you're doing a job that you hate, bruh, your problems seem big, bruh. Your problems seem big. So how can people not ask themselves what the meaning of life is, or what the point of life is? How can people not feel like giving up sometimes? We fight to be strong, bruh. Sometimes we fake it until we make it. You're like, hey, fuck, I'm not strong right now, but I gotta pretend to be strong. Because what can I do? I can't just cry. I can't just let people see me at my weakest. I need to be strong. And that's not even being strong, it's just pretending to be strong. So I don't know if pretending to be strong is being strong, but hey, people ain't okay in this real, man. People ain't okay. If you're still studying, I feel like younger people now go through a lot because they're exposed to a lot of things. So I can imagine when you're still at school and you have a lot of problems and you got assignments. You find that when you're in class, you can't even pay attention. Can't even pay attention because you got a lot of problems. And they're giving you a lot of work. Because kids are giving a lot of work, bro. Like, when I was working as a teacher, kids were giving a lot of work. So I can imagine now how much work people who are in universities are given. Like, they're giving a lot of work. They don't got time to, deal with their own personal problems. And they have plenty of personal problems. Some of them come from poor families. Their mother or father is sick. When my dad passed away, my sister, at least she passed, but my sister was still in university. She had to come back, and it's far, bruh. He passed away on the week that they were writing, because it was September, so I think they were writing their pre-trials or something. And she was there from how long? Because to travel from where she was attending, it takes a day and a half, right? A day and a half until she gets home. She gets home tired. She has to deal with everything that you gotta deal with when there's a funeral, because it phases you. I'm the oldest. She comes after me. And she had to go back tired, and you know what I mean. Like it's a lot. It's not like students do not go through what those who are no longer going to school go through. All for what? We're not focusing on building strong relationships. We're not focusing on understanding one another as people. I mean, that would be beautiful. We're not focusing on making life better for everyone. If we hear that someone has cancer, we're like, okay, we can't let a sentient being suffer like that. So we decide that, let's help. You find that the doctors themselves, they are also understanding. If a person comes from poor family but they have cancer, because they didn't choose that. But like, let's figure out how we can help. We don't live in a world like that, bruh. We live in a world where people will let you die in the street of hunger, even if they have more than enough money to help your ass. This is the kind of realm that we live in, and everything is meaning. Like that's just, dude. At least if life had meaning and we knew what we were doing, it would make sense. But like, yeah, we are we're not focusing on helping one another now because this is what we're working on, you know. But nah, what are we really working on? What are we really doing? I should actually make a video where, because now I'm this side, you know, a lot of people can speak English. It's not like when I was back at home in my village. Like, it's rare to find a person that can actually speak English. So I think I should make a video where I'm asking random strangers what the meaning of life is. I think that would be nice. Like, what is the meaning of life? I think I should do that. I should do that soon. I'm not gonna tell you when, but I think I must do that. Because I want to create another YouTube channel. You know, keep myself distracted from a lot of things. Because this channel has helped me a lot. You know, being able to connect with y'all guys, that has helped me a lot. Because you forget a lot of problems that you have. You just, you know, focus on philosophizing about things. You know, focus on connecting with people who, you know, understand what you understand. You know, knowing that there ain't that many people that understand what you understand. So I want to create another channel. I'll tell you what it will be about soon. And yeah, if you're interested in what the channel will be about, you will subscribe. But yeah, it sucks that there's a lot that we have to do. Even though life is pointless, right? It would be good if we were focusing on having fun, you know, focusing on making life better for everyone. Because that's not what we're focusing on. It may seem like we're focusing on making life better. No, we're focusing on winning. Everyone is focusing on winning. And when they win, they're not trying to make life better. They're trying to make their lives better. So you find people taking everything from everyone, and they enjoy their lives, and you see them driving the nicest cars. You know, they have everything and you have nothing. That's life. There's no real balance here. It's not like, you know, everyone knows what they should be doing, or everyone is given an opportunity to do something. It can get to a point where you don't even know what the heck you're supposed to be doing. You wake up in the morning like, what the heck am I supposed to be doing? You know, it gets to a point where it feels like there is nothing to do. Like, find out people chill in the street doing nothing. Like young people with real potential, they chill in the street because, you know, they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. The people who came before them didn't do things right. You know, some of them reproduced even though they didn't have money. You know, everyone was competing. You know, like, how many children do you have? Man, I got 8. Like, shit, I only got 3, so it means I gotta have 5 more to catch up. You know what I mean? And we ended up in a world full of people who do not have anything to do, you know, because, you know, in an ideal world, everyone should have something to do. You know, everyone should have something to do. People mustn't wake up and not know what the heck they're supposed to be doing. And they should be doing what they want to be doing, not doing things because they have to, because that's slavery. If you're just working just to survive, that is slavery. But if you enjoy your job, that's good, that's beautiful. But how many people really enjoy their jobs? And what sucks is that even if you get a job that you enjoy, it can get to a point where you're bored. You're bored with everything. Like you're so used to your job that you just bored. Like nothing really stimulates your mind when you're at work. So you hate it there. Especially jobs where people just have to sit in an office. Nothing new. It's the same shit every day. Same people, same problems, same challenges. But even if your job is to travel, go to new places, it does get boring. Like the thing is, everything gets boring eventually. Because life itself is pointless. If there was a point, I don't think things will get boring because we will be working towards something, and once you're done with it, it's all good. But if because life doesn't have a point, we don't even know when people are done. Like you know what I mean? We expect people to leave for as long as possible. Like they could never be done, and if they die, we cry. We feel like it's bad that they died. Like we feel like people should live forever because we don't know what the point of life is. So we like, hey, death is bad because no one has told us what is actually going on, and what we're supposed to be doing. And we're not really allowed. You might think that we're allowed to give our lives papers, but not really. Like there are some things that you can't do in this realm. You're not that free. You're not that free. You're only as free as they allow you to be. As long as your freedom doesn't mess with their agenda. Those who are on top, who are running everything, who are telling you what to do. Those that can decide today that everyone should be indoors. They can fake an alien invasion and say everyone should be indoors. If we see you outside, it's on site. Nah, we're taking you down, because there's some aliens here, and we're not gonna know. They can do anything, man. But I do see that even though the whole thing is meaningless, some people are at least trying to figure out what the truth about existence is, which is a very important thing to do, because it feels like we're trapped in a loop. Because every day is kind of like the same, I mean, yeah, people do different things, but it's kind of like the same. The sun is gonna come up in the morning, go down in the evening. There will be clouds. Sometimes there won't be clouds. Sometimes it's gonna rain, but it's kind of like the same thing. You know what to expect. That's why it gets boring. Life is always been the same. So it's like you're stuck in a loop, and you don't know how to break out of that loop. So it does get boring eventually, and you wish there was a point. You wish it was possible to explain what this is. I was asking myself, if I feel like this at the age of 31, I'll turn 32 in 2 months. If I feel like this at the age of 31, how the heck am I going to be feeling at the age of 50? Because when I was young, I was excited about life. I was happy. But as I got older, I became less happy. Until I reached a point where I wasn't happy at all, and I started becoming sad. Then I passed the level of being sad, and I just became kind of like numb. Like you just be watching things happen and you can't even react anymore. It's like, it is what it is. Like when things happen these days, we're not even shocked. We don't even react. It's like, yeah, it's just life, man. We're here. This is what goes on here. Like, why should we act all shocked? But it is what it is. Let's keep on trying. Thank you all for watching until the end. Like the video. Thank you.